This news update is brought to you by...
Say hello to Shanta. Shanta is an entertainer, but she also loves to be entertained, which is why she has Flow TV brought to her through Flow's 100% fiber to the home network. It's great for busy Shanta because she can control the time she watches her favorite shows, play back from the start in case she missed it, or even record with cloud video recording. And with her Flow services bundle, enjoys much more for much less. Visit any Flow retail outlet, call 1-800-804-2994, or visit discoverflow.co to find out more. One-of-a-kind connection. This is how we flow.
Good morning and welcome to the Barbados Today News Update. It's Wednesday, June 29th. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. We begin with news that a war of words has broken out between Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago over the payment of navigation fees for aircraft flying between the two CARICOM countries. At present, the Trinidad and Tobago Civil Aviation Authority administers the airspace over 30,000 feet in the southeastern Caribbean. However, Minister of Tourism and International Transport Richard Seeley charged yesterday that Port of Spain has been collecting millions of dollars in fees for aircraft coming into Grantley Adams International Airport, and he's demanded payment. In leading off debate on the Civil Aviation Amendment Bill 2016, Seeley did not reveal exactly how much Bridgetown was owed, but he argued that a sizable sum of money was due. However, when contacted by Barbados Today last evening, Trinidad and Tobago's Director General of Civil Aviation, Ramesh Lachmedial, said as far as he was concerned, there were no outstanding navigation fees due to Barbados. He pointed out that the International Civil Aviation Organization is the body responsible for assigning airspace territory. He also highlighted Article 15 of the Chicago Convention, of which Barbados is a signatory, saying a country can only charge airlines if they provide a service to the airlines.
We only charge airlines for services we provide above 24,500 feet. Okay? So therefore, we don't owe Barbados or any other Eastern currencies any money because we are not collecting monies for flying in their terminal areas or for any services that they provide. We only charge the airlines for the air navigation services that the Civil Aviation Authority provides to the airline. There was no agreement. Several years ago, ICAO, the International Civil Aviation Organization, they formulated an agreement to be signed by all the parties, and Barbados and the OECS did not show up for the meeting to sign the agreement.
So as far as Trinidad is concerned, it doesn't owe Barbados and it doesn't owe the Eastern Caribbean anything?
No.
That was Trinidad and Tobago's Director General of Civil Aviation, Ramesh Lachmedial, speaking to BT's Editor-in-Chief, Kema Jordan. In other news, opposition member of Parliament for St. Michael East, Trevor Prescod, yesterday declared that he is very much alive and ready to pick up his political career. The Barbados Labour Party MP took up his seat in Parliament yesterday after being sidelined over the past few months by serious illness. He spoke to Barbados Today at Parliament during the lunch break.
But I believe that I've gone through a healing process probably over the last 10 weeks or so.
You look fine though.
To some extent, I feel much better than I felt 2 months ago or so. So I am back on my duties, trying to do my best to continue to serve people in the supervision, because that is my main priority, that at least they can feel confident that their representative is still very much here in the real world. But you know, there were many predictions during that interim period, you know, some people were actually, in fact, I even received calls, some people trying to find out, asking me if I'm dead. Things of that kind, but I'm doing alright, and there's a lot of work ahead, so you can guarantee that you'll hear more.
Now for the latest on the near 35-year-long battle between government and ailing former nurse Coral Wilkinson. Attorney General Adriel Brathwaite says government is not liable and therefore cannot be forced to pay any compensation to the former Queen Elizabeth Hospital nurse who fell down a flight of stairs in the antenatal clinic back in April 1981. However, the AG told Barbados Today during the lunch break of yesterday's sitting of the House that the Solicitor General's office is prepared to make an ex gratia payment to Wilkinson, who is seeking to travel to England for surgery. Brathwaite's comments come a week after Wilkinson failed to get an audience outside Parliament with him or Prime Minister Frondell Stewart on the issue. In sports, West Indies captain Jason Holder hails the progress made by his team in the just concluded Tri-Nations series. West Indies, ranked number 8 in one-day internationals, entered the series against world champions Australia and the number 3 ranked South Africa as massive underdogs. However, they managed to clinch a spot in the final against the Aussies, and though they were outplayed by 58 runs in Sunday's final at Kensington Oval, Holder believes his side had much to be proud of.
There are lots of positives, man. We had 2 centuries in this entire tournament. We had a 90 again by Marlon. Pollard coming back in, he had 2 half centuries. Sunil came back in and he had a big haul in Guyana. Shannon Gabriel impressing in his first few games. Carlos Brathwaite continues to show people, he's a quality all-rounder. Even the energy we showed in the field, I think this is the first time in a while we've shown such energy in the field, and we've been at fault sometimes of having it for one particular game and just losing it in the next few. But I can't commend the fielders enough. I thought the effort was tremendous throughout this entire series. This is the first time in a while I've seen guys really commit to diving around and keeping that energy in the circle. I think it was well led by Andre Fletcher. I thought Fletcher did an excellent job in the circle, especially at backward point, on the boundary. Johnson Charles did a hell of a job on the boundary too quietly. Obviously, you've got guys like Pollard, and who would always throw himself around and always shows that presence in the field.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
I love it. I love it. I give in your sweetness. Hey, it's your girl Azizi, the Barbados City Crop Over Superstar 2015. The competition is even more exciting this year. There will be 3 champions. The public will choose their junior, Soca Royale, and Pickety Crop champions. So here's how it works. Go to our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/Barbados Today to fill out your competition form. 2. Upload your video with your song to Barbados Today's Facebook page. 3. Make sure you invite all your friends and family to vote for you. The contestant with the most votes by the end of their competition will be crowned champion. I gave me a sweetness. I know you like sweetness. All of this is sweetness. Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
To developments in the region, St. Lucia's new Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions, Stephen Brett, says his first order of business is clearing the backlog of cases in the courts and not the CARICOM impacts report. More in this report from HTS News Force.
The newly installed Deputy DPP is staring down over 1,600 cases and the CARICOM impacts report. However, despite hampering sanctions on the police force and sustained pressure from key aid and security donors, the first order of business for the Crown will not be impacts.
As far as I'm aware, the DPP's office will not be dealing directly with impacts, but it would be the special solicitor, as was indicated.
The deputy DPP wants to clear house in a bid to appeal the guilty verdict from the Court of Public Opinion on the performance of the Crown Prosecution Services.
At this time, our main objective is the backlog of cases, because I'm sure you would have known that this is a sore point when it comes to public perception of the department, that the wheels of justice in St. Lucia is turning slowly, and that the Crown Prosecution Service, or the DPP's office as they normally refer to it, is doing nothing about the backlog. And really and truly, the DPP's office has no control over the backlog.
Further afield, Istanbul remains on high alert after an attack by 3 suicide bombers left 31 people dead and 147 injured. Witnesses say there was a huge explosion and then the roof came down. A Turkish official says the vast majority of those killed were Turkish nationals. More in this report from Reuters Television.
The main international airport in Istanbul became the scene of a lethal attack, leaving at least 28 people dead after 3 suicide bombers opened fire before blowing themselves up. The provincial governor said dozens were wounded in the attack. Ali Tikin was inside the airport during the attacks.
A big blast happened. It was very big, and inside of the airport is very bad. The other passengers also said there was a gunfire, but I didn't hear it. One person shot and entered, and there were 2 explosions. I heard the sound. I was inside the domestic terminal. It happened to those who were in the international terminal.
There is no immediate claim of responsibility for the attacks, but the Dogan news agency, citing police sources, said initial indications suggested Islamic State may have been responsible. A Turkish official said it was too soon to assign blame.
And that's the news and sports. But for the very latest, visit our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals and screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. And you can also tune in to Channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. To have a wonderful day.